7 reasons why begging for love is the fastest way to lose it. There is a kind of pain that cuts deeper than heartbreak. It is the pain of wanting someone who does not want you. The pain of calling someone who never calls back. The pain of holding on to someone who has already let go of you. This is the moment when your heart becomes louder than your mind, and your fear of losing someone becomes greater than your love for yourself. When this happens, many people fall into this trap. They begin to beg for love. Sometimes you don't even realize you are begging. You just want attention. You just want a text back. You just want them to stay. You just want things to go back to how they used to be. But deep inside, you know the truth. Love is no longer mutual. The connection is no longer balanced. And your heart is fighting a battle your mind has already lost. Begging for love may feel like you are trying to save the relationship, but the sad truth is this. Begging is the fastest way to lose the very love you're trying to keep. It never brings someone closer. It only pushes them further away. If you've ever held on to someone so tightly that you lost yourself in the process, this video is for you. Today, we're talking about 7 powerful reasons why begging for love is the fastest way to lose it. Let's break them down one by one. Number 1. Begging blinds you to the reality that you deserve better. When you beg for love, you start seeing yourself through the eyes of rejection instead of the eyes of worth. You stop asking important questions like, am I being valued? Am I being respected? Am I being loved back? Instead, you focus only on how to keep someone who is no longer choosing you. Begging makes you forget who you are. It makes you ignore the value you carry. It convinces you that losing them is the end of your life, when in reality, losing them may be the beginning of your peace. You deserve love that does not require performance. You deserve love that does not require begging. You deserve someone who sees your worth without you having to explain it. Number 2. It turns love into a transaction instead of a connection. Love is supposed to feel natural. It is supposed to flow. It is supposed to be mutual. But when you beg, the energy changes. Love becomes a negotiation. Affection becomes a reward. Attention becomes something you have to earn instead of something freely given. Suddenly, you find yourself doing more just to get a little something. You begin to feel like a customer trying to buy love instead of a partner sharing love. True love is connection. Begging turns it into a transaction. And once love becomes transactional, it loses its meaning. Number 3. It lowers your value in the eyes of the person you're chasing. People value what is not desperate. People respect what respects itself. When you beg for love, you unknowingly send a message. I will accept anything you give me. This makes the other person stop putting effort. It makes them stop trying. It makes them reduce the love, the attention, and the respect. Why? Because they know you are still going to stay, even if they give you the bare minimum. Once someone knows they can treat you anyhow, and you won't leave, your value drops in their eyes. Not because you don't have value, but because begging hides your value. Number 4. It creates emotional pressure that pushes the other person away. People do not run from love. People run from pressure. When someone is unsure about you, begging does not bring them closer. It suffocates them. They begin to feel like your happiness depends on them. They feel responsible for your emotions. They feel trapped instead of loved. Instead of wanting to stay, they begin to feel the urge to escape. Begging does not bring love back. Begging only increases the emotional weight until the other person cannot handle it anymore. Number 5. Begging pushes the other person even further away. Ironically, the more you try to hold on, the more the person pulls away. Why? Because desperation changes the energy of the relationship. The other person begins to feel, why are they begging so much? Is there something wrong with them? Why can't they let go? Am I the only thing they live for? These thoughts create discomfort. Discomfort creates distance. Distance creates silence. And silence becomes the loudest answer. When you beg, you think you are fighting for love. But the other person feels you are forcing love. And forced love never survives. Number 6. Begging makes you ignore red flags you should be paying attention to. When you are afraid of losing someone, you stop seeing clearly. You ignore the lies. You excuse the disrespect. You tolerate the distance. You accept the inconsistency. You justify the coldness. You begin to say things like, maybe they're just busy. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe I need to prove myself. But the truth is this. Love should not feel like convincing someone. Love should not feel like chasing someone. Love should not feel like begging someone. When you beg, you overlook the red flags that are trying to protect you. Number 7. Begging creates imbalance, and love cannot grow in imbalance. A relationship is supposed to be two people meeting in the middle, two people loving each other mutually, two people giving and receiving. But begging destroys that balance. One person becomes the giver, the other becomes the taker. One person becomes the chaser, the other becomes the runner. One person becomes emotionally invested, the other becomes emotionally unavailable. This imbalance makes the relationship unstable. It makes love one-sided. It makes connection impossible. No matter how hard you try, love cannot grow in a place where only one person is fighting and the other is withdrawing. Finally, you deserve the kind of love that chooses you, not the kind you have to beg for. You deserve someone who replies with joy, stays with intention, loves with effort, values you deeply, sees your worth clearly, and chooses you without being pushed. Begging may feel like fighting for love, but it is actually surrendering your dignity. Love that is meant for you will not require begging. Love that is right for you will not make you feel small. Love that is healthy will not make you feel afraid to lose it. Save your heart. Save your dignity. Save your peace. The right person will meet you with the same energy, the same commitment, and the same love, without you having to beg for any of it. If this message touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos on love and relationship tips and advice.